All right, so question number 5 reads, what is the discriminant of the quadratic function negative x squared plus 4x minus 2? Okay, so the discriminant is based off the quadratic formula, and it helps us to describe and to ascertain how many zeros the quadratic function has. Okay, so if we were to write out the quadratic formula, it would be x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay. So the discriminant is based off this, and we take the terms that are within the square root. So we're going to write d as the discriminant, and it's going to be equal to b squared minus 4ac. So the value of b will the value of d will give us information about the quadratic function's solutions. Okay. So if d is greater than 0, there are 2 real solutions. Okay. If d is equal to 0, there is 1 real solution. And if d is less than 0, there are 2 imaginary solutions. Or I should say complex solutions, sorry. Okay. So, in this case, we're going to calculate the discriminant of our above function here, and it'll give us information about its solutions. Okay, so our function here is negative x squared plus 4x minus 2. So the discriminant formula is b squared minus 4ac. And we plug in b, a, and c, which is the coefficients of our standard form of our quadratic function. This is what we get. D equals 4 squared minus 4 times negative 1 times 2, and we get 16 plus 8, okay, which is equal to 24. Right? So since d is greater than 0, we know that f of x has 2 real solutions. So the discriminant helps us to know how many solutions there are, but it does not give us the magnitude or the value of these solutions itself. And to do that, you'll have to either factor it or use a quadratic formula to find it. So another way that you can think about the discriminant is its relation to the quadratic formula and how the quadratic formula works, right? So if your discriminant is greater than 0, we see here that the square root is positive, and this plus or minus function here, or this plus or minus operation here, works. What I mean by works is that you have a solution where it's negative b plus the square root of whatever, and also you have negative b minus the square root of whatever. So you have 2 solutions to this formula. So the discriminant is equal to 0. The square root itself is just square root of 0, which is 0. So you're adding or subtracting from basically 0. So this operation is made null. It's made void. So by doing that, you know that there's only 1 real solution to this formula, which corresponds to the quadratic function. Finally, if your discriminant is less than 0, we have the square root to be of a negative number, and you know that the square root of a negative number never presents itself as a real value. Instead, we have what we call imaginary numbers or complex values to basically take part in the square root of negative numbers. So when you have a square root of a negative number, you can expect that you have 2 complex roots or complex solutions to your quadratic function because of the discriminant being less than 0. Okay, so that's another way that you guys can think about the discriminant and how it relates to the quadratic function zeros and how it relates to the quadratic formula. But other than that, the solution is correct, and we can move on.